NCAA basketball totals for Saturday, February 4th. This is a segment where we look at totals set by odds makers, and we try to beat that line either going over or under the total in NCAA hoops. We also have our NBA segment out there as well. We've been doing that live, but this weekend we're doing just a video. Be sure to check that one out. That'll be on the YouTube channel. Again, Facebook page, sbrpicks.com, sportsbook review, sign-up bonuses, blacklist. Whew. We got a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of free picks, a lot of good handicappers you definitely want to check out. Again, this is our NCAA basketball segment for totals. Been going pretty well, and we're going to see if we can continue that today with 3 games on the card. So let's go ahead. Let's start breaking down some totals here in NCAA hoop. The first one we're going to look at is Virginia and Syracuse. Good ACC battle here. Oddsmakers have it at 124, and I'm going to go under. Now, the last couple times they've gone over the total, going 130 or more on their last couple matchups. Their final score, but the totals odds makers set were low, but still, again, odds makers, they are on top of this. They didn't get crazy with the line. It's at 124, and I think they go under. Virginia is first in the country in defense, scoring defense, 53.4 points per game. And that's what you're going to get from Bennett's pack line defense. It's very, very tough, very hard to score off of. You can't really penetrate. They contest every shot, very tough. Boeheim, his zone defense is no joke. They're allowing just 69.5 points per game. So that's a good defense on Syracuse side. Also, they're allowing just 41.4% overall shooting. That ranks in the top 50. Extremely good. Virginia, arguably the best defense in the country. Right now, they're allowing opponents just 38.6%, and they play in the ACC. That's no joke. That's 10th in the country. They're also 13th in opponent shooting efficiency and 12th in opponent effective field goal percentage. That is an excellent Virginia defense. Now, the pace should be pretty slow. Virginia could score. That gives me a little bit of pause, but, Virginia doesn't go real fast, averaging just over 53 attempts per game. And Syracuse, they go a little bit faster, but they're going to be hard pressed to get up and down against a Virginia team that just doesn't push much tempo. So they kind of always seem to control their battles, and I think they're going to be able to do that in this matchup. So I'm going to back under that total in what should be a pretty low scoring affair between Syracuse and Virginia. I think Syracuse is going to have trouble scoring against Virginia. All right, next game we got on slate, Louisville and Boston College, 143. Now, they've only met up a couple times being in the ACC together, and oddsmakers had totals of 131.5 and a 127.5. Now they jumped all the way up to 143. I'm going over this total because Boston College can actually score this year. They've been pretty decent. The last time they met, back in, the first time they met, 81-72 final, where they went over. Then they went under a 127.5. That was last year, but odds makers are on top of this, setting it all the way to 143. I think they're right because Boston College, again, like I just said, they can score. This team can put up some points. Louisville also, they got Virginia up next, so I don't know how focused they're going to be on Boston College and blowing them out. And it's at Boston College, where they've scored at a pretty good clip. Louisville, excellent defense, but I think the Golden Eagles are going to be able to score a little bit in this matchup. Right now, they're averaging 73.6 points per game, not bad, and they're shooting over 45% from the floor. They're also shooting 38% from distance. So that 143 seems pretty high against a Louisville defense that, like Virginia, is one of the best in the country. That's going to be a great matchup. They're allowing just 62.1 points per game. They rank 11th in the country in scoring defense, but they can also score. They're averaging 78 points per game, and they're shooting over 45% from the floor. They also average almost 62 attempts per game. They're 33rd, Louisville, in attempts per game. For how well they play defense, that's an outstanding number and quite amazing, actually, for a basketball rat like me. I think that's incredible. Boston College is really, push tempo this year. They like to get up and down. They're much more competitive. They can shoot. I think this is going to get over that 143. So I'm going to go back over that total and what should be an actually surprising matchup for Louisville because they got Virginia up next. So I think Boston College actually stays within the number on this one. I think they're getting about 14. That's about right, but I think they can keep this to single digits. They can't beat Louisville. That'll be shocking. That'd be a huge upset. But they catch them in a good spot. So I don't think Louisville is going to be focused a ton on their normal defensive pressure, but Pitino might have them ready. We'll see. But I think they're going to go over. So I'm going over that total. And the last one we got St. John's Villanova, kind of the same situation here. I'm going over the 146.5, where Villanova, they're going to win this game pretty easily. And the last time they've matched up, oddsmakers had at 150.5, 143, then we had a 139.5. But we got Chris Mullen there now, and he's they're getting up and down. But the last 3 times they've met has been well under this total here of 146.5. So it gave me a little bit of surprise that odds makers would come out this strong of a number. But I like it. I like this play. I think they get there. Villanova could score. They're averaging 77 points per game. St. John's can score as well, 77.1 points per game. Now, of course, Villanova is a much better defensive team. They're real similar to that Louisville type where they can get up and down, they can score, and then they can really stop you. They're allowing just 62.2 points per game. But St. John's can score. They push a ton of tempo, getting up over 60 attempts. They allow a lot of tempo at 60 attempts. And I think this is going to be more up and down than most people probably anticipate. Villanova can almost name the score in this one, but defensively, statistically, they're not as locked down, despite their scoring defense. They're not as locked down as they have been in years past. So I looked at this one again, like I mentioned on some of these for a while, but you're talking about a Villanova team. Gosh, I mean, they're 4th in the country in shooting efficiency. They're 5th in effective field goal percentage. St. John's plays really lackadaisical defense, or they're just not very good on that side of the ball. They're allowing 75.2 points per game, and percentage-wise, they rank outside half of all of NCAA teams. So Villanova's going to score a lot. I think they put up 80 pretty easily against the St. John's team. But I think St. John's can score. I think they're going to come in, and battle Villanova. They'll be excited to face one of the best teams in the country, national champions. So look for St. John's to put up maybe about 70 points. I think they get over this total. It's going to be more of a track meet, I believe. Then the odds makers have it, or then people anticipate. Odds makers actually do have it right, 146. Sorry about that. I misspoke. All right, let's recap that. We got Virginia, Syracuse under the 124, Louisville, Boston College over the 143, and St. John's, Villanova over the 146.5. Those are our NCAA picks, and I wish you luck on your picks today.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.